What do you get when you mix a brilliant general, an ambitious politician, a best-selling author, and a man who was stabbed 23 times by his own friends? You get Julius Caesar, the man who took down a republic, reshaped the world, and still gets quoted 2,000 years later. Let's rewind to 100 BC, ancient Rome. Caesar was born into the Julii family, a noble lineage, but they weren't rich and they weren't powerful. At just 16, Caesar's father died. Soon after, he married the daughter of a powerful political rival and almost lost his head for it, literally.
You will divorce Cornelia. This is not a request.
I will not.
Brave, yes, smart, questionable. So Caesar ran. He spent years in hiding, bouncing around the countryside, dodging execution and earning battle scars. But that's where he found his calling, the military. Caesar wasn't just good at fighting, he was brilliant. And more importantly, he was charismatic. His soldiers loved him. Back in Rome, Caesar entered politics. He worked his way up the ladder, quaestor, aedile, Pontifex Maximus, the chief priest of Rome, by the way. And while he was building temples and throwing expensive public games, he was also building something else, public loyalty. Imagine a politician today handing out free concert tickets, fixing your local stadium, and then asking for your vote. You'd remember him, right? So did the people of Rome. But Caesar wasn't doing this alone. He teamed up with two other big players, Pompey the Great, a famous general, and Crassus, the richest man in Rome. Together, they formed the First Triumvirate, a power trio that basically ran the Roman Republic behind the scenes. Now comes the big break. Caesar becomes governor of Gaul, which is modern-day France and Belgium. Over the next 8 years, he fights dozens of battles, conquers tribes, writes a wildly popular book about it called The Gallic Wars, and becomes a war hero. This wasn't just about glory, it was about leverage. Every victory made Caesar more powerful, more popular, and more of a threat to the Senate. But not everyone was cheering. Back in Rome, the Senate grew nervous. Pompey, once Caesar's ally, turned against him. Civil war was brewing. In 49 BC, Caesar received an order: come back to Rome, but leave your army behind. Caesar paused. Then he made a decision that would change history.
Ale jak to jest?
This was treason, a declaration of war on Rome itself. What followed was a brutal civil war between Caesar and Pompey. After several battles, Caesar emerged victorious. Pompey fled to Egypt, where, spoiler alert, he was assassinated. Back in Rome, Caesar was now unchallenged. The Senate declared him dictator for life, a title no one had dared to hold for centuries. He introduced sweeping reforms, redistributed land, settled veterans, restructured debt, reformed the calendar, hello July, and even planned to expand the Senate. But not everyone was impressed. Some senators feared he wanted to be king, a title Romans hated. They believed they were saving the Republic. And so on March 15, 44 BC, known as the Ides of March, Caesar entered the Senate. As he sat down, he was surrounded by a group of senators. One pulled his toga, another stabbed, then another. He was stabbed 23 times. Among the attackers, his friend Brutus.
Es-tu, Brut?
Julius Caesar was dead, but his story wasn't over. After his death, chaos returned. But Caesar's adopted heir, Octavian, later Augustus, avenged him, defeated his killers, and became Rome's first emperor. Caesar's assassination didn't save the Republic, it ended it, and Rome became an empire. His name became a title, Kaiser, Tsar. His writings still studied, his reforms shaped nations. Julius Caesar, a legend of ambition, brilliance, and the enduring cost of power.